I think we can get started. You were going to be our first application we were going to hear anyway, so we will call the meeting of the Irvington Architectural Review Board to order. As you've heard in the past, if you would please speak into the microphone, let us know who you are, and give us your presentation.
Sure. Michael Bufolco, owner of 3 Erie Street. We are here to re-present an application for a fence around the southern part of our property. We heard from our last meeting with the ARB. We took that. Well, we took all the feedback that you had and tried to address as much as possible by, rather than fencing in the entire property, taking the existing pool fence and extending it around the southern part of the property, which should mitigate, one, some of the fence that's actually visible from anywhere, because there won't be fence going across the middle of the property, and then obscuring the Langdon privacy fence with skip laurel or camellia or some other evergreen shrub, and obscuring the 45-ish foot part on Erie. I think it says about, that's what the survey says, I think that distance is. Also obscuring completely with an evergreen shrub like camellia or skip laurel, and then rather than going in front of the house, going right back to directly to the house.
Is there somewhere on in the application or in this that you speak to, okay, what it is you're going to use for to block the fence or to obstruct the fence?
Yeah, so skip laurel we're currently using to block the air conditioning units on the property that you would be able to see from the street otherwise. The camellia I picked because we've had other japonica grow on the property, given like the wetness and shade. And talking to my landscaper, something like that is probably going to do the best. Especially along Langdon, it's incredibly wet and shady. So there's not a ton of options. And I think camellia is really pretty.
Okay, so the fence that, I mean, we all get the long fence on 6-foot cedar privacy fence, and you have a picture of that. I'm not sure exactly. You're showing two other fences.
It's the white fence is the existing one that we have. I just, I realize that the picture of the fence, the gate, yeah, that's the fence. That's the one that's already there.
That's one that's back behind the pool now.
Yes. So it was
Is that what you're going to use around the other side?
That's what would be on in between the two properties, and then in the front and down. So
you're not proposing to put a black aluminum fence in the front of your house, you're proposing white?
You're just showing that fence because of the gate?
yes, just because it's a gate.
But what about the color?
White. I mean, it's currently white. So I didn't want to add another color.
The white will stick out. That's still the wrong kind of fence to bury inside plants. That's like, it's a waste of money, one, to buy that type of fence. If you're going to sandwich it between plants and you can't see it from either side. You should just be doing from black 1-inch mesh on like wood posts. The whole intent is that we're trying to create what we talked about, I think, with the white last time. We don't want to see the fence. The fence is just a safety thing. We just want to see plantings. So this is not the type of fence that you would put between plantings. It's fine in the back to continue it where you're showing and the 6-foot fence down the side, but along the front of the property, you would literally do a 1-inch black mesh fence on wood posts. That's it. And then you put plants on either side of it so that you don't see it.
And what about from Erie to the house?
That would be everything in the front, the whole front L that you're showing in the diagram is going to be sandwiched between plantings, right? This whole area here will be sandwiched in between plantings, so you never see the fence.
It wasn't clear to me to what degree this needed to be sandwiched between plantings. I know it was mentioned as a point of comparison, I think another house on Langdon, going down a few, which does that black mesh, but then they have a white fence continuing down the side. So I wasn't sure if that was okay, or, because I believe that was mentioned in the last meeting as a point of comparison, and that's exactly what they have.
Mm-hmm. They have this type of fence just returning back towards the house.
It's a white picket fence, returning back towards the house.
The white picket fence is different than what you're showing.
Yes, but
Right.
that was using that as a point of comparison for whether or not it needed to be obscured, not for the type of fence.
Right. I don't know how you all.
I mean, I know the house you're referring to. It's the old Dinowitz house, you know, where it has sort of a
The
low
old
white.
farmhouse.
Right, it has a lower white fence, you know, on the driveway side, but it's got a lot of mature shrubbery on the road, right?
From that you can see from the part that you can see from the road is not a white fence. It's like a deer fence. It's just the part that returns to the house. That's
Exactly,
like
right along the
4 foot
driveway, I know.
white picket
Right.
fence.
So what I'm trying to follow too then is there still a fence, still a pool fence tight around your pool?
No, we would be removing the middle piece that cuts through the southern part would be removed, and then we'd maintain code by extending the fence around the whole thing.
Well, there is showing a chain link fence around the pool. That's probably what's confusing us.
On the old survey? Yeah, that was
Yeah, but the
the-
highlighted lines are what
Yeah.
you're doing.
So, yeah, I'm just double checking because the fence you're describing, Andrew, is that allowed as a pool fence
Yeah, it's
in
a
the
code
front? That's
compliant
code
pool.
compliant?
Code
Okay.
compliant pool fence.
Okay.
But if you don't want to sandwich between, if you don't want to extend the planting there, then that's, I think, yeah, I don't remember, I think last time the comments were more along Erie Street, so I don't.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't picturing white, so the white is, I wouldn't be in agreement with white either. I think what Andrew's suggesting, if it's code compliant, sounds like a better option
for the front.
for the front on Erie.
But
Right.
do you have intentions of sandwiching the fence, or you were just going to put it on the front?
I mean, if sandwiching is what is required, then that's what we'll do.
And then, Andrew, what about the
I think it
gate?
would actually look nicer than greenery rather than a fence. You don't want to spend your money, but like,
I mean,
fence returning to the house is not a strong look.
You're also attaching it to the stockade fence on Langdon, so it's gonna look odd,
That's
the white,
fine.
the white not saying what he's proposing.
Oh, white, yeah, it should be black if it was
Yeah.
gonna be anything, I would say, but
And then what about the gate location? Andrew?
I don't care about
You
that.
don't care?
Yeah.
So the new plantings are just on the purple part around the corner?
On Erie?
On Erie?
I mean, I wasn't. We would plant on the returning back to the house, but I wasn't sure if it would be as intensive and obscuring. I don't want it to be as harsh of a fence returning to the house look,
Yep.
but I have less of a clear idea of exactly how to do that. There's like a big magnolia tree right there
Right.
that kind of shades everything, so it's another.
Can you actually do the straight line, or is it gonna hit?
Yeah, no. It's
The straight
magnolia
line
tree
works.
is.
It's like, oh, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right
it's
there. So currently it comes like this and it stops there. So my idea was to kind of bring it out like this, and basically this will all be planting,
And then you just have a
and
little
then
bit
and then
of
there would
fence
just be
right
like a little bit of fence. I mean, we'll plant in front of it. It was just whether or not we're going to do a complete
Yeah.
6-foot push or obscure.
I'd probably do the black then. Just do, I would do it the black. It's gonna go away, looks better with your shutters.
But you were using this type of fence. Or-
Listen, I mean, these fences are everywhere, these are what everybody does in this area, like, I mean, I just find them not very attractive. That's my opinion, I mean, you could do it and do black, it's fine. If you're gonna play most of it, and you like that, and I don't have a strong opinion, I just definitely think the black would look better than white, because it disappears.
Okay.
Anything?
I would say everything's fine, just make it black.
And then,
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
think if you're not sure whether you can maintain plantings
Yeah,
on that
just
side,
make
at
it
least a
black.
black in that fence will look a little better on that side.
No problem.
so just to be clear, right now, this will be entirely white, right? And
Yeah, I mean, if
This
we're
will be
gonna do-
white, this is white, and then you have stockade here, and then you're gonna go
If
black.
that's gonna be black, then I'm probably just gonna look into what it will cost to replace the rest in black.
I would do the all black.
Yeah.
White just gets
Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't
it
need,
is a little bit of a pain.
no, don't do that. It'll
Especially
flake off.
this, you can see
It'll
on
flake
the
off.
corner.
You have to like do all sorts
Yeah,
of
and
crazy.
you're also gonna be joining up the stockade, so
Yeah.
black,
So,
black and black
At this point,
at a minimum is gonna look better. If this, I can't remember, you can see this from,
yeah, you can't see from the street.
You can't,
There's a
right.
Rose of Sharon hedge,
Yeah.
it's pretty much blocking it.
so this is not gonna be able to get covered. I can't remember. Can you
So
see
we're
this
gonna,
corner?
there's a lot of Rose of Sharon up here that we're gonna transplant over here, so we'll just continue that hedge.
Okay, and then, but here is gonna be visible, so that's, I think that's what's gotta be black, no matter what. And then the line here, is that what the town line is? Do we have enough room for the plantings?
They'd have you right
It has to be
to,
10
on two of them.
10 feet?
Mhm.
I wanted up it up, he said just to right around 10 feet back from the curb, so I'm not sure which one you guys got.
The original said 10 feet from the curb, so.
But the plantings can be in front of them?
Yeah, there's currently plantings, like hotspots that we could do, right, like maybe 3 feet back from the curb? Some azaleas or something? That's a Rose of Sharon.
Yeah, it must be 10 feet from curb. All right.
Look, I think it's a compromise, and I feel like that's really where we're at.
What did we compromise on? I mean,
Well, no, they adjusted the fence from last time.
no, no. What I'm saying is, we talked about this being black and that being white. Where are we on that? Because I have to make the documents show that.
I think wherever purple is, that's what it's being, we're suggesting, that should be black.
Black. But so,
And owner discretion to make the rest
Yeah, I
black.
mean, I'm gonna make the rest black, I'm not gonna have.
Too cold.
okay. I'll just have, like I said, I just have to make sure I document the color on both of those fences and put that, at your discretion, changing the green fence to white, to white, to black, rather, excuse me, from white. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the application as amended?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you. While I have you here, do you have any other shrub recommendations that largely grow in that, like, swampy?
You know, the town trustee that was here the last time was giving you, I wrote something on your wife's copy though.
Oh, okay, 'cause
So
that's like,
whatever he said, I tried to just write it.
He has
like
simply
a
out.
5-foot ice skating rink that goes down that fence.
It's not bad.
Oh, it's really bad, yeah. It's really bad out down there.
It's tough.
It's just, last time I used to go out there, break the ice, but it's the whole length of that.
That's what I'm saying.
Current fence,
You
it's
should
just
write
like,
it down.
Right.
yeah, it's only bad in the winter, it's not that
Right.
bad.
There were two suggestions.
The privet, hornbeam, and wisteria is all.
You guys need anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
Thanks.
It was,
I appreciate it.
just speak
Yeah,
to
good luck.
Yeah, good luck with
building
it.
department, speak to Ed.
Okay.
Over the next day or two.
Okay, thank you all.
Yeah. All right, I will call the next application, even though I know they're not here.
Are you sure they might be hiding somewhere?
19-03, 3 Clifton Place, windows. I have a feeling, in addition to all the changes or issues that they've addressed that on their letter, their cover letter, that they're maybe investigating going the architecturally significant route.
But can't we just approve it? And then they don't have to come back?
They have to be here.
They do?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
I mean, every other review committee that I go to, the applicant does not have to be there. The board can vote on it without an applicant.
Somebody
there.
has to be here.
No, that's actually not true. Like, a board can review an application if they so choose, or they can hold up representation.
Let's go with the latter.
Okay.
What's the letter?
Wait for
Wait for representation.
I can call, you want me to find out?
For what?
He's my neighbor, I have his number, just go.
Uh,
Yeah, just to get it off the agenda.
that might be a little extreme, but you could try.
I'm happy to, I mean,
That's fine.
I mean, I don't think any of us have an issue with the application as it stands. It's a matter of them getting through the building department.
Well, did you go through the amended plan?
I looked at it. I don't.
You didn't see any issues?
Mm-mm.
No. If you did,
nope, only got email. Got that.
all right. I don't think they're going to do anything in the next 2 weeks anyway,
Okay.
so.
All right.
Let's go back to have a motion to adjourn. Well, first of all, did everybody get the email about the municipal, did you sign up for that?
I will. Complete, I'll do tonight.
I got it, but I didn't sign up for it.
All right, it's a little, time and everything else, but I've funded on the last two, so I'm gonna go to this because it's evenings I have time, daytimes I don't, so. All right, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
all in favor?
Bye.
Okay.